Welcome to the Debate of the Week, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the fourth. We are now doing the X Division, ladies and gentlemen. This is the X Division, and this is my thoughts on how I will book TNA going in 2016, the X Division route. Now, I can easily say in the X Division there's nothing going on at all. Tigre Uno is the champ. Do we care? No. The only way to make the X Division really great is to put people in the X Division that would really give it spark, that would really make Dixie Carter think, oh my gosh, there's only one person who I know can make this work. And it has to be this one person. Now, if you haven't seen my thumbnail, you already know who that person is. And that is CM Punk, Phillip Brooks himself. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not. I'm repeating this again. It's not going to happen. He's currently in the MMA and UFC. He's a mixed martial... Well, he's not in the mixed martial arts directly. He's going in the UFC. That's where he's training right now. So, unless we hear some news that he decides to work with TNA, he's not going back to wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. He's not. But this is what we're going to be doing. If I could book TNA, this is what I would do. I would go to Phil, and I would say, Phil, look, you've been burnt by WWE badly, and our company has not been doing well, but now we got a ton of money and better promotion for our wrestlers, and we want you to become our World Heavyweight Champion, World Heavyweight Champion of TNA. But you need to build up into it. You have been away for almost a year. I would say it's nearly a year for him, at least a year and a half, near 2 years. We need you to build up into it. So this is what I want to do. I want to bring you back and you go through the X Division. I want you to promote the X Division and use option C. This is the way I would book it. Let's say in November of this year, Tigre Uno is going against everyone. Let's say that, like I said before, if you've seen the previous Debate of the Weeks, Kurt Angle has become a manager, and he is doing great work. He's not seen much. He does what he needs to do. He makes a tournament for the X Division. Tigre Uno is stripped because he turns heel. In some form or fashion, he hurts a wrestler, and he becomes heel. And he's stripped of the title. So a new tournament has to be formed. It takes about 3 or 4 months to do. They want to go through all the X Division guys. You can bring back most of the ones you know. You can bring back a Samoa Joe. You can bring back AJ Styles, which I know people will be so happy to see. But in the middle of AJ Styles going up against a Christopher Daniels, you hear, you know what? The Phil Brooks Cult of Personality music. And he comes down to the ring and stands there staring at both of them. And they stop the match. Everyone's mouth drops. They stop the match. Literally. They don't fight no more. Both of them are just standing there looking at each other like, are we seeing what I think we're seeing? We're seeing CM Punk back. And CM Punk just stands there watching them. And he points at AJ Styles and said, go on. And AJ Styles realized, oh, damn, I'm still in the match. And he grabs Christopher Daniels, and he basically pins him 1, 2, 3. And he continues going through the tournament for next year. But then he realizes he's looking at CM Punk, a guy that he has gone up against with Samoa Joe. Back in 2003, 2004, 2005, he was there. So CM Punk comes into the ring. He looks at him. He looks him up and down. He gets a mic and says, how you doing, AJ? He said, I can't believe you're here. AJ gives him a hug. He says, yeah, I'm back. And you're dead meat. He hits him with the mic, grabs him, body slams him, then he goes to sleep on his ass. And that is how I would start it. The next week, I would have CM Punk come in and just explain the reason why he did that. And it's simple. CM Punk will say exactly how he felt in WWE. He got disenfranchised because WWE didn't give a fuck about him. They didn't care about their wrestlers. They didn't care about paying him. So he got tired of it and he left. And then they screwed over his wife. He can say those things. There's no reason why he does not do that. And you can actually bring AJ in temporarily to show proof that she's not part of the WWE. She's married to Phillip Brooks. It's basically his wife. His actual legitimate wife is there now. She doesn't have to be his manager. She just has to be there. So AJ's mad. AJ comes out and says simply, dude, we were friends. Why did you just screw me like that? I wanted to give you a hug. I show you respect. And he said, I don't need your respect. I want your spot. I don't give a damn about you. I want in the title series for the X division. And Angle says no. So you know what he does? For the next 2 months, every time there's a title series tournament, a match for that, every time he comes out and he interferes with the match. He doesn't just cause someone else to lose. He literally interferes in each of the matches for the X division. He messes up Samoa Joe going up against Christopher Daniels. He messes up Kazarian going against Tigre Uno when he comes after he's suspended because he hurt somebody. He goes up against Zema Ion and beats him up, who was going up against Jesse Goddard. Let's say Jesse Goddard decides he wants to try and go for the X division. It's not about how muscled you are. It's about if you can do the job. Every time, every single time there's a match, he interferes with it. And there's no clear winner. So Kurt Angle says, you know what? I'm done with this. You really want to get in? I'm going to give you this option. You're going to have to go through a damn gauntlet to get into the title series. Each person you're going to have to go up against has been in the title series already. And he talks as he talks, and this is CM Punk. He says, I have no problem going up against any of these has-beens, any of these nobodies. I am the best here. Better than you, Kurt. You know I can take you on, Kurt. Now, Kurt, at this point, is fully retired because he is talking in real life of retiring from wrestling. So he will not wrestle. But he leaves it as it is. And CM Punk goes through each and every person that has gone for the title series. And instead of the title series focusing on the X Division Championship, it will focus on CM Punk. The man makes the title, not the title makes the man. So he goes through every one of them, not only talking smack about them, not only beating their ass really good, he cuts really good promos before any of the matches and any after the matches. He beats down some of the people in the parking lot. Some of those people want to have a fight, a street fight, and it's not sanctioned. And he just goes out there, he beats their ass. He would be the focus of the entire series for the X Division. It would not be anyone else. Even Austin Aries would have to go up against the CM Punk. And I would build around that. Austin Aries comes back after being gone for a while. Let's say he was gone for 6 months because of injury. He comes back and he sees how CM Punk has destroyed the X Division and how disrespectful he was. And we know Austin Aries can talk. So Austin Aries now has to have a program with CM Punk. And he has to go through several matches himself to try and build himself back up. And he goes through them. And each and every time, CM Punk is watching like this saying, come on, hurry up. I'm waiting. And he beats his opponent slowly. He doesn't beat them quickly. A lot of the questions about his injury keeps coming up. So there would be some type of question. Could he beat a CM Punk? Because CM Punk is destroying everybody. By Genesis, if it's done, we would have a match between CM Punk and Austin Aries. Now, I know I said this would be in November somewhere. But somewhere around maybe February, January, February, I would have Genesis. Because I would build this up as much as I can. I would try to do this in February for Genesis. Normally it's January, but I would do it then. And they would have roughly nearly 3 months of build for this. And when it comes down to it, Austin Aries would get his ass handed to him by CM Punk. And CM Punk would go to Kurt Angle and says, give me the damn title. I've beaten everybody. He said, no, you didn't. You didn't go for the title series. You just went for the gauntlet. So now you get into the title series, and we continue from the moment that you interfered. So everyone who had their shot would get their shot again. And everybody would just be so freaking pissed that he was in there that they would do their own segments, saying how much they hate CM Punk, saying how much the WWE was right, saying how much CM Punk is a bitch. I would build this up to the point where by the time of Lockdown, there wouldn't be a match because there would be too much animosity between the roster for the X Division and CM Punk. By the time of Slammiversary, I would give him the title. And he would have to go up against the most credible person that you can think of, and that would be Kurt Angle. He wouldn't care about having the title. He would say, if you really think you're the best. And I know I said that he's not going to be wrestling anymore. He wouldn't need to. He would do one more match. And that would be CM Punk versus Kurt Angle, where Kurt would be not defending the title, but he would be the person that he had to go through. And then CM Punk would win that title. And he would go from there. And I would wait until about next year, 2017, for Option C to be cashed in. Because there was no champion for the X Division from roughly the beginning of November all the way until maybe July to August. Because that's when Slammiversary happens, I believe. So this is my feeling about the X Division and what would be great booking for it. I would bring back CM Punk and allow everyone that's already known by the X Division, like Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, Sanjay Dutt, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles. I would bring back even Brian Kendricks and Hurricane Gregory Helms. I would bring them all back short term to really get CM Punk over, and then I would rebuild the X Division around CM Punk. The X Division has to be built around the guy who represents it. And Phillip Brooks, even if he is a dick in most cases, is one of the best wrestlers we've known in this type of category. But this is just my point of view. How about you? So I hope you enjoyed this debate of the week. Please give me a comment below. Watch out for my Knockouts debate of the week. That will probably be the last in the series. And I might do one more about how I restructured TNA completely. So watch out for that. Have a good day and have a good night. Peace!